Hello, everybody. David Shuster here. We just get another reminder that the mainstream corporate media is having a lot of trouble navigating the Jeffrey Epstein scandal. On this day, allegations about Donald Trump derailed a debate on MSNBC and caused one of the hosts to panic. It started when guest Seth Moulton, the House Democrat from Massachusetts, was asked to spell out his party's most effective message.
Democrats are here to help working people in America, and Republicans are here to protect the billionaire class. And just what you see time and again from this White House, if you're a criminal, you're going to buy your way to freedom with Trump. If you are one of the people like him who took advantage of young girls with Jeffrey Epstein, then we're going to sort of make that go away. I mean, fundamentally, Speaker Johnson...
We don't have evidence that he took advantage of young girls with Jeffrey Epstein.
Right. Just common sense be damned.
I'm not saying common sense be damned. I'm saying facts. Let's look at the facts. Is he in the Epstein files?
He's obviously in the Epstein files, and the reason that fundamentally Speaker Johnson has us on vacation is because he does not want to seat the newly elected Democratic representative.
Right, but you said he
Arizona.
took advantage of young girls. You have absolutely no evidence of that.
I think it's pretty obvious that that's what's going on.
You think it's pretty
here.
obvious?
I do.
And I think it's obvious, too. Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein were close friends for 15 years. Journalist Michael Wolff interviewed Epstein repeatedly and said Epstein showed off several lewd Trump photographs.
I remember very vividly 3 of them. There are 2 in which Trump is, the girls, topless girls, are sitting on Trump's lap. And then a 3rd in which he has a stain on the front of his pants. And the girls are kind of pointing at it, sort of bent over, laughing.
A few weeks ago, Attorney General Pam Bondi was asked about the existence of these photographs in the Epstein files, and she refused to issue a denial.
There's been public reporting that Jeffrey Epstein showed people photos of President Trump with half-naked young women. Do you know if the FBI found those photographs in their search of Jeffrey Epstein's safe or premises or otherwise? Have you seen any such thing?
Senator Whitehouse, you sit here and make salacious remarks, once again trying to slander President Trump left and right.
That was not a no. Bondi could have said, I have not seen such photographs, or no such evidence exists. Now, back to MSNBC. The cable channel's corporate owners could be sanctioned and face regulatory challenges if Donald Trump sees something he doesn't like. And amidst Congressman Moulton's claim that Donald Trump took advantage of young girls, MSNBC host Joe Scarborough tried to tamp this down by seeking help from a reporting colleague.
That's what's
you
going on.
You think it's pretty obvious?
I do. And I think it's pretty obvious to the Republican.
John Lemire, any reporting on this?
Well, we know that he's friends with Epstein. We know the birthday card was in there. I mean, he has not been accused of any wrongdoing.
No.
I think that's the point you're trying to make. But also, certainly here, that we know that Speaker Johnson has kept the House out of session, in large part to not seat the woman, the Congresswoman-elect from Arizona, who would provide a decisive vote to release more material. So, yeah, certainly that would be, any association with further embarrassment for Trump.
And
but we don't know
also the book that Virginia Giuffre wrote said she never saw him around there. And I'm not doing his bidding. I'm just saying there's enough things to talk about Donald Trump without talking about what's not been proved.
The bottom line is that his administration, whether they're protecting Trump or whoever else, they protect people who can buy their way to the White House.
Joe Scarborough, though, was still steamed. A guest had gone on his program and set off a bomb, the claim that Trump took advantage of young girls. The allegation on a morning cable news show could have infuriated Donald Trump and gotten MSNBC into a legal fight with the Trump administration.
There's enough to talk about Donald Trump, without making that assumption. If you want to make that assumption, you can do that on the floor, House floor. And if you have documents on it, then I'm sure the American people want to see that. Let's talk about ships being blown up off the coast of Venezuela.
A quick change of subject, indeed. To be fair to Joe Scarborough, who I used to work with and like, he and his colleagues are literally caught between the proverbial rock and a hard place. If they air out the full Epstein allegations against Donald Trump, as many of us have done in columns and on streaming channels, MSNBC would gain the respect of journalists and people who are closely following the Epstein scandal. However, it would also put MSNBC out on a limb compared to other corporate media. And Trump might lash out and decide to try to make life difficult for MSNBC's corporate owners. And as we've seen with settlements paid out by the owners of ABC News and CBS News, even when the Trump claims about defamation have no merit, the corporate media, for business and regulatory reasons, well, they tend to settle. So I appreciate Joe Scarborough's frustrations and anxieties. However, the awkward position that the mainstream media finds itself in with the Trump-Epstein files is not about to go away. Eventually, the government shutdown will end, Congresswoman-elect Adelita Grijalva will get sworn in, and there will be 218 signatures to force a House vote on releasing all the Epstein files. One of the signatures is from Georgia Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Everyone that voted for Trump Vance, everyone was like, release the Epstein files.
Right.
This is not even an argument. It's not even debatable. It's not being a traitor to the president to sign my name on a Thomas Massie discharge petition to release the Epstein files. No. I am staying true to what we've always said. There needs to be transparency.
And many other Republicans are convinced, thanks to the allegations about lewd Trump photographs and the sidestepping testimony of Pam Bondi, that the Epstein files will prove to be explosive. So to get out in front of the damage that's coming, several Republicans are preparing to vote to release all the Epstein files and have told Democrats that the margins will be overwhelming.
What a Republican told me, he told me that when that vote happens, it's going to be what they call a, quote, jailbreak.
Right.
He said you will see over 100 Republican members vote for it.
Wow.
Because they know that their constituents are demanding it. So it's all coming out.
And when it all does come out, few Republicans think they will be able to survive an election year if they are seen as being a Trump protector or defender. For the corporate mainstream media, the equation, though, is different. The bet is that the public will not punish news organizations that are last to report on the Trump-Epstein photographs and evidence. And while detailing the materials now could be described as investigative journalism, the cable and broadcast channels believe the safer path at this moment is to sit back. Trump's wrath can be brutal. And as we all know, the cable and broadcast news industry is first and foremost a business. By the way, the Trump administration's prosecutor in the James Comey and Letitia James cases has made another string of mistakes. Lindsay Halligan now faces ethics sanctions for disclosing secret grand jury material to a reporter.
Here it is, Anna Lindsay Halligan here in the subhead of this. This is from Lawfare, published on Monday. My signal exchange with the interim U.S. attorney about the Letitia James grand jury.
It's not just problematic, it's a crime. She could get locked up for that. And again, it's a sign of her inexperience. She was an insurance lawyer. When she indicted James Comey, that was her 5th day on the job, the 5th day she had ever been a prosecutor. So she literally does not know what she's doing.
Check out that video at the link below. It generated a lot of comments on YouTube. One of the most popular is from Chuck, who wrote, to be fair, Trump did say that smart people don't like him, so of course he surrounds himself with morons. Indeed. I look forward to reading your comments about the alleged Trump evidence in the Epstein files, adding to the challenges for the mainstream media. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.